Well, yes, it is already that time, which is kind of crazy. It is team of the season time. It's still 20 days away or whatever, but that is the new leaked season coming. Next season is the beginning of team of the season. And we have a card design leak for it that people were questioning of whether that's the official TOTS design, and there was questions around it, and we'll talk about that. We have a few Immortals leaks. We got SBC leaks as well, an Evolution leak. We got actually quite a bit to talk about now. I did manage to get rank 1, so I'm going to open these right now for the video, because why not? If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description down below. They are the cheapest and the safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. You will see the tactics I was using later in my second channel. I was using the new 4-2-2 that's kind of like all the rage right now, apparently. And I thought it was really good. I don't think the formation was like that mind-blowing, but I managed to go 15-0 with it, so maybe it was the formation carrying me. I'm not sure, and we'll talk about that later today. And I also wanted to show you these because just to, you know, update you guys, you don't need to get rank 1 rewards, and we'll take a tradable Allison, actually. A lot of the time, you know, these top-end rewards aren't actually that crazy. Like, they really are. We got Allison there, which is cool. That's a nice pull, actually, but I wanted to show you these because don't stress out if you don't get top ranks, because, like, these rewards oftentimes just kind of suck. We'll take Pedro, though. And how much is this card? Okay, ignore what I just said about any of that because those were two pretty great pulls there. So let's continue. Oh yeah, and also the topic of the video is that there was an update today. We got Palulu. There's an update today, and there really wasn't much gameplay in it at all. And I'm thinking that the gameplay updates might just be done, honestly. Leon Bailey, honestly, will take. These were terrible last week, so I'll take Leon Bailey, whatever. I think the gameplay updates might be done, and it's kind of funny because I do think that I'll take Kessler. I think that EA, once they were doing well in terms of feedback with the gameplay stuff in and around that January time period, they just said, you know what, we're not changing anything the rest of the year. Like, we are going to go hands off. They like it right now. We're done. We're done messing with it. These are not very good, are they? No, they're not, but okay, we'll take Kessler. It just seems like they're going to take a very hands-off approach to gameplay for the rest of the year. Let's open this campaign icon pack now, 1 of 389 plus. And it's funny because remember Adrian Novell, right? He came onto the scene talking about how responsive the gameplay was and how proud they are of it. Keen, that's not ideal. They were so proud of the gameplay, the EA guys were, and like, we think we nailed it this year. And it just was a disaster, an unmitigated disaster to start this year. Wayne Rooney, okay, I didn't expect much in this, but let's see if we can get something in the last one. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna take, I guess, Wayne Rooney for Evos and stuff like that maybe later, but he's 250k. Okay, I mean, that was not very good. Let's do a tradable 86 by 10, and we get a promo card. Okay, I don't know what type of promo card that is. Center mid, is that Valverde? Oh my god, I thought that was Valverde again. I guess that's gonna be Bentancur. Yep, Bentancur and McCabe. Okay. Oh my god, bro, what is my luck right now? We're about to make a killing off of this. Yeah, we got a tradable 88 by 10 next. It's just funny the difference between Adrian speaking, whatever it was, 6 months ago, and then EA's report that literally said, hey, we know the gameplay was bad, we made it better, please come back. It's just such a disaster, but I think that's going to be Aubameyang in form, I believe. Let's see if we can get anything else in here, and that is Moreno. All right. Golden Mbappe, potentially? No. Nah, actually was a lot. That was worse than my 8610. We'll do an 85 by 30 and an 89.2. So we'll do the 89.2 next here, and then we'll get on to the vid, and it's golds. Okay, that's not ideal. And we end up getting, oh, it's not golds. What? Why did it show that? All right, an 85 by 30. Let's hope to not get golds in this one. It's an inform. Okay, striker. It's Aubameyang again. Anything in here at all? Well, a lot of informs, which we'll take. Avila. All right. Yeah, kind of what you expect in there, I guess. But okay, let's get on to, well, first of all, the content. Jan Oblak came out, and he does not have saves with feet trait, and I have noticed that the low-driven shots, footwork is very important for the low-driven shots. That's not some myth, like that is the case. Now, he does have incisive pass, long ball, and pinged, which is kind of cool. Now, we do have another leaked goalkeeper SBC again, which is kind of interesting, and it looks like he also does not have the footwork trait, but we'll go and look at that here in a sec. And here was the team, by the way, that we got rank 1 with, if you're not going to check out the second channel vid later. Let's get on to the update first here. And actually, I did forget to mention that the servers went down today. I'm sure you guys probably were aware of that, but they did extend Weekend League if you've not seen that, so you don't have to hurry up and finish that if you're seeing this right when I upload. You don't have to go rush to do that, but the title update number 12 came out today. Let's go and read the pitch notes. And honestly, I kind of have been expecting a little bit of a gameplay update here. A lot of bounce backs have been happening, some tackling stuff, some passing stuff, heavy sprint touches maybe. We just haven't seen any of that for a long time now, and every update that continues to come out and we don't see it leaves it less likely the next time an update comes out for us to see it then. So I'm really not sure how many more gameplay updates we're going to see here. And if you look through the update, if you want to read through it, you can. There really isn't much here, right? Literally, this is everything. Some career mode stuff, some stability issues, which hopefully is some PC stability issues. But this was literally it. And there were a lot of replies to people saying, hey, like, where's any of the gameplay stuff? Are we just not going to see any more this year? Nick says, this is the most non-update title update of all time. When are we getting more servers? When are we addressing the insane input lag and button delay? I mean, listen, if they haven't been addressing this for the last 8 years, they're probably not going to ever. So I think that as much as we should continue to harp on them for that, I think it's just not happening. Honestly, I don't want to give up hope, but I don't think we will ever hear any actual reason as to why we have this gameplay lag, input delay. And also, we've still heard nothing about the super sub stuff. So we are still going to get new content added into the game through an update. So maybe that leaves the door open a lot later this year. And considering this year has been a little bit abnormal too, maybe we will see gameplay updates later into this year. That could happen. But yeah, where are the super sub items? It's been a while. Okay, next season will be called Team of the Season. So it's not that much of a surprise, but what was a surprise is this. I don't know what this card design is. This was teased by EA, this card design here, and people thought that one of like the 3 designs would be Team of the Season. This is the last one that we've not seen yet, and it's not the Immortals design. So therefore, yeah, obviously it's the last one we haven't seen yet, and I would assume that he's insinuating this is either the TOTS moments or the Team of the Season design. AC says nothing else about it here. Anybody who had leaks about this didn't confirm if it was the actual card design or not. It could be a bit different this year. You know, it could be more of the lighter blue than the darker blue like we used to see. Also, why does Saliba have Travella? I'm not exactly sure. And Sheriff as well here does the same thing. It looks like there's like a moments design. I'm assuming that's kind of a concept, and then this one's the actual design that we've got. But Sheriff also thinks that this is the TOTS design. So what do you think if that is? You know, it's a bit different, but maybe it was time for a bit of a change. I don't know. Then we got this. We got the Immortals icon card design, and it's not actually the one we thought it was going to be. And Dino's just a prediction there. I mean, it looks pretty cool, of course. And then the other design was also leaked, and it's right here, the official Immortals hero card design. That one looks pretty damn cool. But yeah, all right, let's keep moving on here. And I just realized that I'm an idiot because it literally says stats are predictions. So ignore what I was going to say, okay? Chesney's on the way. Barca fans needed a change of trousers, understandably, but another keeper SBC, which I don't actually mind keeper SBCs that much, but he's been added to come. And then we also got a showdown SBC leak for the first time in quite a while. Well, since I guess the Newcastle and Liverpool game. Before that, it was a long time. We got Millie Savage and Laporte, and these are their official stats. Also, aerial and long ball on Laporte, and then first touch and bruiser on Millie Savage. So I guess that'll be a neat little showdown SBC. Let's keep moving on. We've got a new left back evolution leaked. Fut Yapper confirms this guy here, whose name is Mohaps5, who apparently is now on the scene, 282 followers, and he's got leaks because he's also got Dream Chasers trade-in SBC coming tomorrow. Follow him and Fut Yapper for more leaks. So, okay, this guy apparently just popped onto the scene here, probably a burner of fucking Sheriff or something. But maybe go out and buy a Dream Chasers card. They did already go up in price, though, because of this leak, but you can maybe go out and look to buy a couple of them. But yeah, left back Evo on the way. Beasley apparently can be used. I did see up here, if we just scroll up, that Teo cannot be used in the Evo. This tweet was before we got the news. Teo cannot be used. Yeah, right here, left back Evo coming. Teo does not fit. Do not buy the pump, as there was some pumping and dumping going on earlier today, of course. And Gutierrez fits in apparently. So 89 rated with, I'm not exactly sure what the requirement's going to be. Teo doesn't fit, but Gutierrez does. So it looks like maybe we'll have a max physical or something like that, or max 95 pace maybe. Well, no, Beasley fits in, right? No, Beasley's 94 pace. Okay, so maybe it's max 94 pace potentially, or a max 88 physical, something like that. But Teo does not fit. And also, guys, we have reached that time where Neymar has gone extinct, at least on console. I think on PC he's extinct too, but I know for sure on console he is. And honestly, if you want to try and fit Neymar into an Evo for the rest of the year, you're probably going to want to go out and try and snipe one of these cards as soon as you possibly could. It'll only get harder as the year goes on to try and snipe a Neymar. So you might as well try at just some point if you're bored. If you think you might want a Neymar card later on in the year, you may as well just go and try and snipe one over the next, few days or so, because it'll just get harder. Here's a couple more cards that fit apparently. 86 Delo, Mendy fits in. DeMarco 89 fits in. 89 Kirkej fits in as well. Just a couple more players there if you guys have any in your club. And there's this tweet here that quickly I was like, what? Team of the season is the name of season 7. Okay, usually comes end of April. Sure, we need 4 playstyle pluses. Why do we need 4 playstyle pluses? Pack weight needs to be better. I can get behind that one. The pack weight sucks for this promo, but we need 4 playstyle pluses. Like most cards don't have 3 yet, right? I mean, how many cards in your team have 3? A couple? How many even have 3 in the whole game right now? I don't know why we need 4 all of a sudden already. And also, guys, fodder does continue to drop, and this whole SBC is out for a long time, and it will be out during team of the season. And there's gonna be a lot of discard 91 plus cards. This hullet might go down to like 2.5 mil, and it's funny just how big the difference is going to be depending on when you completed the SBC. Now, of course, if you did a hullet when he was 5 mil, you've also been able to use him for the last week or whatever, so that plays a big part in it. But it's just don't rule out like completing a big SBC. Now, I also say that, and I bring this up in the first place really because I would bet, the rumor right now is there's big evolutions for Immortals. I would bet that's probably true because they're going to try and get you to drain all of your coins prior to team of the season. And we're probably going to see 500k Evos, more than one maybe, I don't know, a big player SBC, probably a big flashback of some kind. We're just going to see big shit basically for the next like week or so when Immortals is out. For both of those weeks, I think that the promo is going to be out. So just keep in mind though that EA are going to want you to drain your fodder prior to team of the season because, they've done that for years and we're probably going to see a lot of good content. And with fodder investing, this is the way I make my coins basically is through fodder investing. I don't really trade that much in other ways anymore. So what I'm going to do is I think there's going to be a prime spot to buy this. I would maybe say like the Friday or Saturday of Immortals. There's no big SBC leaks right now. And I feel like if there was a giant one, we maybe would have seen it by now. That might not be true. But I do think there's going to be a very short window here that you can make a ton of coins on fodder. I think we're going to see a lot of big SBCs, but then you're going to want to make sure you sell prior to team of the season actually coming out. So I think there's going to be like a sweet spot in there, and we'll talk about that more on the channel. Because right now, for example, you can see where there's like a weird disconnect is that 91s are almost the same price as 90s. Simply because Kubo, Bentancur, and Pedro are in packs right now. These 90s have a lot of room to fall. 89s have a lot of room to fall, which therefore might make 92s go down. And I'll look, the higher rated fodder, the better for me on investments. And okay, let's read your comments now. We've got Danny DeGroot, who says, why you keep crying over paid Evos? You don't have to do them. There are so many cards that look the same. Just buy that. And I think that it's less about the paid evolution itself being like super harmful, right? It's actually a lot better to buy an evolution than it is to buy a pack, like not even close. However, the reason I'm talking about it so much and why it's a concerning trend is because where will EA take it? Like, yeah, right now it's not that bad maybe with paid Evos, but what happens when it gets worse? You worry about these trends because we didn't see store packs getting to this point. We never thought we'd see 89 by 10 plus 2 icon store packs. Like 6 years ago, that would have been a ridiculous thought. So God knows what paid evolutions could look like, right? But that's really where the problem comes in. It's less so about exactly what's happening right this second and more so, hey, I just don't trust EA and what their plans are for the future, and it might make one of the more popular features in the game for the last couple of years in evolutions get a lot worse. We got Chingy from Australia who says, what do you rate as more important for any given position? Roll plus, play styles, or stats? I think the rank pretty much goes play styles, stats, and then rolls. I think roll plus is important, or at least having it on plus. I do think that's important, but I do think that it goes play styles, stats, rolls for me personally. I think it was, I don't know, a couple videos ago maybe where somebody in my comment section was like, it feels like recently I've been playing this game and it's a power-up game. It feels like everyone's just trying to activate playstyle pluses and that's how you play the game now, and it's less so football. And FIFA and football always have kind of had, how correlated are the two? It's always been hard to say, but right now it does feel like, yeah, it's kind of a power-up kind of game. I mean, you're kind of right. Marcus says, is it worth it to put low driven on an 89 Butra and put him in the Strike Force Evo? I have CR7, Muller, Team of the Year Shaw, Team of the Year Pele, lots of others. Honestly, I think putting any low-driven playstyle on a card is very good. I think the low-driven shot is, you know, it does live up to the hype that people say it is. Like, people say it's insane. It is really good. I have a Samueletto. I think having finishing be more reliable for me is why I'm doing better in Weekend League, because one of my biggest problems has always been finishing, and I think a low-driven shot, the playstyle plus has helped with that, so I'm assuming the base playstyle I haven't used too much. I've used a Barbo, and he has the base playstyle, and that's been pretty good too. So I'm down for getting a low-driven shot player in your team. Like, I think it's similar to where finesse shot is, or finesse shot was. Like, you kind of want one in your team. If you don't have one, you're missing out on a pretty, you know, overpowered playstyle. So I would recommend getting a low-driven shot in your team, or a finesse shot. You know, you can kind of one of the two nowadays, I guess, but I do think low-driven is pretty much just as good as finesse, so I do think it's important. But yeah, okay. You know what? Thank you all for being here, of course. Every single day means the world. I love y'all. Peace.